Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and going to talk about the Department of Entertainment. Let's get it there. The Department of Hollywood, right? A brand new governmental department I wish to see Vivek Ramaswamy institute on day one. You're like, wait a second, Scott. Vivek's for destroying departments. Are you aware of that? 100%, right? And I support it. I don't think I've heard a single one of the departments he wants to eviscerate and gut that I have any problem with, right? And the reason why is you could take out whatever departments you want in the government. There's 15 layers of it in other areas, right? Like I think he wants to literally get rid of the Department of Education. That's only going to leave about 15 other organizations that have their finger well in that pie. Like they're going to be like, when they get pulled out, there's already 16 other lattices, right? And I think the reason why he's saying the Department of Education should go is they're absorbing a huge amount of resources that are not going toward the problem. I'm totally for that, right? And he's saying, hey, let's get rid of the FBI, right? I have no problem with that, right? And the reason why is there's just 15 other organizations that deal with American law enforcement. The moment they're gone, ain't nothing changed but the rent. Ain't nothing changed but the date. Like, there's all kinds of infrastructure. There really isn't a gap. There's already a surplus, right? But why do we need a Department of Hollywood? I think, in my humble opinion, there is mounting objective evidence that Hollywood is making multi-billion-dollar decisions with American assets that are critical to our nation's survival, future, strength, profit, right? And they're making these decisions based completely on emotion, right? On emotion, not on pattern recognition or math, but on emotion. Right? And it's become dangerous to the nation, right? So I'm going to give you two examples of this, right? And where the math, and actually specifically the pattern, right? The pattern recognition is so strong, it should have been outrageously clear that Hollywood was making the wrong decision, right? And then we need to have decisions being made on logic. So we need a Department of Hollywood to arbitrarily inject quality into American entertainment because Hollywood is arbitrarily destroying quality in American entertainment. And I think it's reached a point where the objective facts on the ground are so high, in my humble opinion, that it can't even be ignored anymore. I'll give you two examples, right? The Marvels. All right, this movie's coming out from Disney, and let's just tick it off, right? Brie Larson, right? Hey, you guys want to watch a movie where the star of the film has actively built a campaign against the entire fan base who actually likes the product? Brie Larson has labored. I mean, just woke up every morning, drank her coffee, and said, what can I do to make sure that Marvel does not have a single fan left? Right? And she's done an incredible amount of, she's put in blood, sweat, and tears, right, into making sure that Marvel doesn't have a single fan left. Right? I've never seen an actor or an actress work as hard to alienate the fan base. And boy, did she do it. It is astounding how hard she worked to upset anyone who would possibly like a Marvel product. Never seen anything like it, right? Captain Rambeau, right? Very interesting character. Showed up briefly in WandaVision, right? And then I think again in Thor. What is she? How on earth is she connected to the Marvels? What is her power set? What is happening? I've watched every project except the Eternals, right? And Miss Marvel, and I have no idea what she's for or what she's about or what she can do. Why? And so just massive confusion, right? Miss Marvel, right? Kamala Khan. We already have a Captain Marvel. What is she needed for, right? And because she got her own show, right? But her getting her own show made absolutely no sense because her book sold like trash. Her book was not received well, did not sell, her comic book, and they're like, this needs a show. And you're like, no, there's about 15 characters in front of this where there is an established character doing already the same thing with the name. And so basically this project that's coming up, we have the hard facts, right? Grace Randolph just said the pre-orders on this film are so low, they are in competition for the worst pre-order of any Marvel film ever, right? Like, just no one wants to see this film at the macro level. So this was a movie by every single metric should have never been made. And there are many, many, many amazing Nightcrawler, where X-Men, 15 movies could have been just done, and by every metric, by every pattern, it's clear this film shouldn't have been made. So what was the reason this was made? Emotional. It was completely an emotional desire to see this film made. It was not based on money. It was not based on momentum. It was not based on metrics. It was not based on patterns. Pure emotion, right? And the second one is the creator. So Gareth Edwards failed on Godzilla, did not deliver, kicked off of Star Wars Rogue One, and he made a pure, unadulterated, no sequel, complete independent film given $80 million. It failed abominably, right? Came out, didn't even make 25% of its budget back in the first 2 weeks. One of the most catastrophic, here's $80 million, and you can count what you get back in quarters and nickels, right? It was so bad, right? And again, every single pattern, every metric, every piece of logic explained, Gareth Edwards will not deliver a commercially viable film. But Hollywood continues to give him money. So we need this department. So Vivek Ramaswamy needs to massively regulate Hollywood, right? Directly, creating quality where they destroy quality. This is absolutely needed, and it's needed immediately. Vivek, please do this. And then talk about it every day, because you will own the news cycle with this. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.